Hi everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are, as always, your hosts,
Arne and Carlos.
and we are back with one of our revisited episodes. We've been doing our YouTube channel now for many years. Actually, we are celebrating 10-year anniversary in December of this year.
And we still have something to talk about.
And we still have something to talk about. But sometimes we do like looking back to certain episodes and trying to revisit them and maybe improve them. And
yeah, hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. But you never know. Anyway, one of our very early episodes that we did, actually probably one of our first episodes in January 2016, so quite early on during our YouTube career, we did an episode on how to knit a hat.
Yeah.
And I was ill at the time, I couldn't join, so Arne was added on his own. And today I thought I'd sit here and support Arne as he revisits that episode.
And that was different. It was a lot of color work on that one, wasn't it? Like we changed colors a lot.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of color work on this one too.
But on this one you have more rounds just with those two colors. So I think we didn't. I think we changed color more often. I don't remember, but you can go back and look at it.
Definitely, it's a really fun episode.
And this one is made in Norwegian wool, the yarn that we have with woven.
Yep.
So it's white for the base, and then you have these four for the color work.
Or any other four colors.
Or you can use anything. And actually, we made this pattern first, and then while I was knitting it, I was changing it.
Yeah.
So I haven't changed the pattern yet, but the day this one is out, it will be changed. So what you see is this.
Yeah,
but
so
when I worked on it, I used different colors, and this is kind of different.
Yeah.
Because I changed it. That's how we work.
It's always a work in progress. Everything that we do is potentially a YouTube episode, and it's potentially a pattern to release. Yeah. And in this case, yes, you know, at the time that you see this, because this is a pre-recorded video, but once you see this video, there will be a hat available at arnecarlos.com. So all you need to do is go there, select the web shop, and in you go, and you can get it.
Yeah, and it will be this one.
Right.
Not the one you see on the chart. And I bought like new color things for the printer, and it still doesn't work. I think we have to find a new printer.
Yeah,
this came out with pink and light gray and everything.
We bought a little laser printer, but it's not in color, so we need to get a color printer as well. And actually, I need to ask Eric, who's here with us today, if he can help us install the bloody thing, because I don't know how to get it to go in the air, you know, like without wires. Anyway,
okay,
we're digressing.
Yeah, and so we're done the rib, and we're now up to where we start to shape the crown, and we were thinking we can show you or talk about everything on those rounds first, because the same happens all the way.
Yeah, so you start by casting on a number of stitches. Do you know the number?
28 4 times. That is, how much is that?
So 28, that's 56.
So 112.
112, there you go. So cast on 112 stitches. I hope the math is right, otherwise it's
Unless you will find that also in the pattern. You can't knit from what you see here.
Right,
anyway.
So you cast on your number of stitches with a smaller size needle, and then you knit up the rib, which is in this case a 2 knit 2 purl, I think, for a number of rounds, which is specified in the pattern. And then when you start the stockinette, you go up a size in needle and do the stockinette. Now, usually what we do, and this is a thing, we're in Europe, we're Norwegian, and we live in Norway, and we work with Norwegian sizes. So usually for the DK yarn, we will usually use a 3mm needle for the ribbing, and then we'll use a 3.5 for the stockinette. And now this is where it gets crazy, because in Europe, those needles exist. Yeah. But in the US and in the UK, the needles are not compatible. So for the US, for example, they don't have a 3mm
Don't they
needle.
even sell it someplace? If they sell the prim needles, they should have it.
Well, the prim needles are also done in US sizes. So the thing is,
why make it easy?
It's very difficult to get the needle that you need for the 3mm, the compatible one. And what we say is then you can either use the US size 2 which is 2.75 millimeters, or you can use the US size 3, which is a 3.25 millimeters.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. The point is you want the rib tighter than the rest of the...
Yeah, and I think also, like, it doesn't matter that much anyway, because if you do a swatch and you check your tension, sometimes you have to change the needle anyway.
Yeah.
So don't have to follow what the pattern says all the time.
But the most important thing is the stockinette.
Yeah, it should be tighter than...
The rib should be tighter than the stockinette. Yeah.
So
the whole point is that we use the 3.5 millimeter needle for the stockinette, and they have that needle, and that's a needle 4 in the US. So use your needle 4 in the US for stockinette, and then you go down a size, or even 2.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. The whole point is just to get the rib a little tighter. So if you're using a 3.25 millimeter, which is a 3, or a 2.75, which is a needle 2, it's okay. It'll just get the rib in, and you don't have to look for a needle 3
and also, like,
millimeters, which doesn't exist.
You see it when you start using a needle, if you like the tension of it. So you know, if you want a tighter rib, just go down.
Yeah.
Or because you don't want to have it too floppy.
Yeah. So don't think too much about the conversion, because they're not compatible, unfortunately. And then in the UK, I think the issues are the other way around.
Yeah, maybe,
but I'm not sure. I'm not going to talk about that, because I don't really remember.
Hi, we're Arne and Carlos, and thank you for choosing our YouTube channel.
And thank you so much for watching our videos as well. And if you like what you see here, we would love it if you would give us a big thumbs up, like and subscribe to our channel. Also, lots of people are curious about our membership. So here's a little sneak peek of what you get as additional content if you do choose to become a member.
Good morning.
Good morning, dear Arne and Carlos family members.
It's going to be a good day today.
Yeah, and it's colder today. It's been very warm.
Løvetann.
Yeah, dandelion.
Dandelion.
Trying to look a little bit more fall, because these are going to be the episodes for October. So, you know, it's full summer out, but we need to keep the illusion. Welcome to our happy place here on YouTube.
Hello.
And then we will always, when we go, like sometimes when we go on the cruises or the tours, we have sometimes we have hat projects, and the two of us always have this discussion what is best, using the circular or the double pointed. And for me, I always use a short circular for the hat, for the rib and the stockinette up to the crown. Then I put the work on double pointed needles while you knit everything.
Yeah, but that's a personal choice.
Yeah, so
also, I learned how to knit circular, so in the round, small things. So when I learned how to knit, I was actually already using double points. That's how I learned. What I like about using double points is I don't need stitch markers, because I know,
do you know,
when I follow the chart and I have the correct number of stitches on each needle, I know where I am. The only problem is, of course, the you know, going from one needle to the next, and there's always a risk of getting ladders. So I do need to pay extra attention. Lately, though, when we were in Antarctica, I did the whole thing on circulars, and then I did double points for the crown, and that was okay. I mean, I can do it, but I feel more comfortable with double points for some reason. And most people are the opposite, I guess.
But for me, also, I like to put it on double points when they come to the crown, because when you look at the patterns, there's like 1/4. So when you know this is what's going on the needle. So.
But that's what I feel from the beginning all the way out. I don't really like stitch markers.
It makes it kind of easier. So, but what you need to think about when you do the crown, no matter what, if you do circular or double pointed, is that the decreases on the crown is on every second round. That's when the pattern goes in like this. And we normally don't mark what you do, because you always knit two together.
Yeah.
But normally for this hat, you would knit one and then slip, knit and lift over on the left side. Is that left?
No, that's the right.
On the right side. Yeah, right. You're right with it. Yeah. And then on the other side, when you have 3 stitches left, you knit two together, normal way, and then you knit the last one.
And you do that so that the increases will...
so they go
like
this way.
Yeah. So knit one, slip one, pass over.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, knit 1, knit 2 together.
And now knit 2 together and knit 1.
Knit
the
2
last
together,
one
knit
on
1.
the
Yeah,
needle.
Right.
So yeah, and if you don't do the double pointed, you see it on the pattern, but you have those stitch markers, but we don't use that.
Right. And then
normally.
you pretty much do that on every other round until there's like 4 stitches on the top.
Yeah.
So Arne is going to show you how.
And then let me see, where am I? If I go, so there's the things you need to think about is that let me just knit a little bit. If you have more than 3 stitches in one color, you need to carry the floats. I have to go back here and show how we do that. I think it's so if they're like 3, and if I need 1 more, I just let this yarn go and I twist them like this. It can go anyway, like this, and then you knit more of this, and then when you need this one, you just pick that up and place it on the needle. If this one becomes the one I use more, that one goes on the finger, and then I throw this in. So we always switch depending on the pattern.
Right.
Because, and we don't care. Some people say, oh, you have to carry the yarn the same way all the time.
But then you get it all twisted.
Yeah. So but if you go sometimes this way and sometimes that way, you can keep an eye on the yarn, and when you see it start to get tangled, you go the opposite way.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't do anything on the front. When you look at this, I think you can't tell which way the yarn was carried on the back.
And when you look on the inside, people love seeing the insides, Arne. So show them the insides. When you look on the insides, you can't really see it either. It's not. I mean, you can.
Who look for that?
Yeah, you can if you look for it, but
but
it looks quite nice.
It's really hard. You have to study it really to say. But
well, some people do like doing that.
Who cares? You're gonna wear it this way anyway, and it really doesn't matter, and you can't see it on the stitch.
Yeah.
So I just knit a little bit just to show you the decreases, because I can't talk and follow the pattern right now.
And this one's a little bit of a challenge. I mean, we do like designing hats where you've got the color work pattern up until you start shaping the crown.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's all a solid color. That is really easy. This one, you do have to pay attention, because you're going to be decreasing and you're going to be doing the color work at the same time.
Yeah. So I can show you how we do the decreases. So I can start over on this side. So in the beginning of the hat, you knit 1, you slip, knit, and lift over. So that's the decrease on the right side. Then you knit to the other end, and then when you have 2, I just knit in 1 color now to show you. When you have 1 left, you knit 2 together the normal way, and then you knit the last one. And then you do the same on each needle on the round.
Okay, so you just did it.
I did it on 1 needle just to show you how I lift and slip.
Okay.
Because started trying to follow this pattern and talk at the same time, it doesn't work for me.
But we have the magic of television, so we can always go back while you're not watching, and then we can get the hat to majestically appear itself completed. It's pretty cool. Thanks to Eric's very knowledgeable skills.
So I think that's the only thing you have to think about when you do the decreases on the hat. Don't look at this. That you do on one side of the on the needle, like on the pattern, on 1 needle, you knit 1, slip, knit, lift over, and then at the end, when you have 3 left on the needle, you knit 2 together, and then you knit 1. And on this one, we don't care much about which color is on top or bottom, because it doesn't do a big deal. It doesn't make a big deal. So we always do the slip and knit on one side and 2 together on the other side. And that is on every second round.
Yeah. Good. I'm sure people are now going to be very curious about that TV magic, and they'll want to see the ready-made hat. So why don't we just, I mean, now you can go backwards and correct the increase that you did in the wrong place.
I think I have to do that.
And then by magic of television and Eric, we will be able to show you what it looks like.
I'm going to go back now and do the correct needle. And this is what it looks like, your new favorite hat.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. So what you need to do now is to weave in ends. We do it 2 different ways, I think. I prefer to go, I can show you what I prefer, and then you can show what you prefer. There's a lot of loose ends here. So I go like up in the bars like this, and I go down, up and down like this.
Yeah, and I can show you how I do
And I try not to come or bring the yarn so you can see it from the front. You do it a different way.
So because the thing with this yarn is it's non-superwashed. It's felt. It will felt, and so as you use the hat, the loose ends will kind of become part of the fabric as well. So you don't really have to be so you don't have to kind of lock them in by doing a lot of complicated
That's a nice
things.
word for it, but I won't say it.
There is absolutely another way of saying this.
But that's what I do sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway, so here I go. So no, basically what I do is I go in from here, and I do pull it through a couple of stitches like so, and then I go back just once.
Well, you do it so little, like.
Yeah, and then because afterwards, so it's done, and then you cut that, and then once you wear it once, twice, you start getting that friction. The ends will catch inside and I mean there's never going to be a loose end.
We have never seen yarn pop out.
No, never. So I mean you can do it either way, but don't fret about it too much, and just the quicker you can do it, the better. A lot of people don't like doing loose ends. Remember when we had that really big blanket and we were working on sewing in the loose ends together, we were sitting next to each other, you were doing it one side. It was to finish up a book that we were working on.
It was nice.
100 years ago.
It's actually kind of nice.
Anyway, pretend that we've done all the loose ends, and let's see what it looks like.
Yeah, it needs to be steamed.
Obviously,
we like that.
Do not steam the rib. And again, when you steam it, the loose ends will catch into the fabric,
especially with the wool.
Yep.
So this is my new winter hat. I'm ready for winter.
Fantastic. And we hope that you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give us a big thumbs up. Like and comment as well. The more you interact with the episodes, the better it is for us. So we do need your help, and we thank you so much.
Yeah.
If you're a subscriber, turn on that notification bell. You will never miss an episode if you do that. And we also have a memberships area here on YouTube. And if you join, you get additional content if you're looking for that. We've got great content there. There's live streams with knitting help. There's shenanigans in the garden, shenanigans in the kitchen, shenanigans everywhere, really. And we've got emojis, badges, and lots of other fun things.
And you get to be the first one to know stuff.
You get to be the first one to know everything that's going on. And some of you get to pre-register to our very sought-after cruises here in Norway.
Yeah.
So just go to the YouTube channel, look for the subscribe button. Next to it, you'll find a join button. And when you click the join button, you can see all the perks and all the things you get additionally. And if you don't want to become a member, that's fine, because we will keep content here on our YouTube channel free forever. So thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
And we will see you again. And Arne, you're ready for winter now. How about me?
I'm ready. You want one?
Yeah, I can do it myself though,
Yeah.
now that I know how to shape the crown. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.